The D. Glenn Smith Spectrum celebrating 50 years of college basketball right here in Logan, Utah. Today it's the Fresno State Bulldogs against the Utah State Aggies. For the Bulldogs, 3 seniors, 2 freshmen with New Williams back in the starting lineup. The senior, it's his 5th start of the season. He had some back issues that he was dealing with and appeared in that game against UNLV. As for Utah State, you will see a consistent 5, Alfonso Anderson, in that mix. And now the tallest team in the NCAA, they've shrunk just a bit in size. It'll be a matchups game here today in this early conference season go. Both teams starting conference play on Wednesday. Utah State beating San Jose State, and for the Fresno State Bulldogs, a double overtime loss to UNLV. So here we go, tip underway, and Fresno State with the ball, and the freshman, Jaron Hyder. He'll feed another freshman in Orlando Robinson, and he's going to get double-teamed after he picked up the ball. He's going to have to pass cross-court, and a 3-point attempt for New Williams, in and out. So the Aggies with a rebound, and here comes Sam Merrill.
Well, you saw 2 things in that possession, Jen, and you're going to see all night. Utah State double the post, and you also saw Fresno State shoot it from 3, which they came off a game where they shot 42 threes in that double overtime loss at UNLV.
Brock Miller got the points there, but how about the rebound and assist from Justin Bean? That's what you see from that kid all over the court. Fresno State will grab an offensive rebound after Grimes missed on a long 3.
There's that double team into the post, and the Bulldogs have got to be prepared to handle that and not turn it over. Once that ball goes in there, they are not particular who catches in the post any more than catches if they're going to come double team.
So up and in for Alfonso Anderson.
And Utah State's first 2 baskets from within about 4 feet of the basket in their win at San Jose State. Their first 4 baskets, all by Justin Bean, all came in the paint.
Fresno State wearing their black road uniforms for the first time this season. Grimes kisses it off the glass.
That's going to be a great matchup tonight. The 2 guys we featured in the open, Grimes and Justin Bean, 2 warriors in the paint. Both of them do most of their work from about 15 feet on in.
Bean feeds it back to Porter Jr. He's going to drive and kicks back out. Long 3 for Anderson, and in and out into the hands of the Bulldogs.
Well, Anderson can hit that. He's had 6 double-figure games this year, but he's one of those guys, a lot like Grimes and Bean. He's most effective in and around the basket.
It's a different game than when you were coaching. All the bigs can shoot from outside.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot done in the paint. I stood out there where the 3-point line was going to be in about 30 years, and Cass have been from there. But these are 2 teams with contrasting styles. Utah State definitely an inside-out type of team. I mean, they take advantage of the 3-point line. And Fresno State, a team, as I said, coming off a game where they shot 42 threes. More than half of their shots are going to be from the 3-point line tonight.
We just saw Craig Smith in his 2nd year at the helm had quite a rookie year as a coach here for the Aggies last year. They won the Mountain West Conference tournament, and there's a foul underneath.
And I think that was the big freshman being a little over-aggressive on that rebound, Orlando Robinson. There's a 2nd-year coach, Justin Hudson, from longtime assistant at San Diego State under Steve Fisher, who helped establish that program from nothing to one of the perennial top 20 programs in the nation. Justin Hudson, the winner of the Joe B. Hall National Coaching Award last year.
So Utah State would call an early timeout here. You talk about that Joe B. Hall Award. Nice recognition annually for the rookie coach in NCAA with the best win percentage, and he did that at 23-9 for the Fresno State Bulldogs last year. What I love about these 2 coaches, although their style a little bit different, both spent time as assistants in the Mountain West Conference, and we're starting to see that trend with some of these younger coaches getting head coaching jobs. Obviously, Craig Smith had been around the block as a head coach, but to know the conference, to come back to it, I think that's pretty special.
Well, both these guys have earned their first head coaching job or earned where they're at now. Craig Smith got his start at tiny Mayville State, an NAIA school in South Dakota, where he took them all the way to the national championship game of the NAIA level and was named the NAIA National Coach of the Year. Justin Hudson, as I said, many, many years an assistant coach under the great Steve Fisher, was with Marvin Menzies for a while at UNLV. But again, both guys kind of have earned their positions.
Yeah, Craig Smith at Colorado State is assistant for 10 miles before beginning that venture as a head coach. 7 seconds on the shot clock, and it's go time. Turnover for the Aggies. The Bulldogs will look to capitalize.
Alfonso Anderson should have went just straight up with that. That's a tough paint-to-paint pass. Those 3 or 4 foot passes by post guys are turnovers waiting to happen.
Robinson, long 3. Grimes, long arms. He gets the rebound, and Blackwell dishes. Corner shot for New Williams off.
Well, this is going to be a real battle if you want to see guys go to work. When that ball goes up, don't follow the ball. Start looking under the basket. Nate Grimes, one of the best rebounders in the league his entire career. He was 4th in the league going into this week, just 1/10 of a rebound from averaging a double-double on his own, averaging 9.9 rebounds, but 2 very good rebounding teams. Fresno State +3, and Utah State the premier rebounding team in the Mountain West Conference at +10 on the glass.
Foul trouble early for the Bulldogs as the freshman Orlando Robinson checks out, and in comes Aguirre Agau. He hurt his ankle towards the end of the UNLV game, didn't appear in any of the overtime, so we'll see how that right ankle fares in this one. Shot clock down to single digits, out to Porter, 5 to go. And he's gonna drive. Up and in.
Really a headed play by the senior point guard. Did not panic. He could have very easily, Jenny, pulled the trigger from deep. Abel Porter didn't score a field goal at San Jose State early in the week, but had a really nice floor game. 4 points, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
Grimes 3 falls short, so a 6-2 game with a little over 4 minutes in. Bean underneath, and he's going to turn the ball over. Ends up in Blackwell's hands, and the Bulldogs, the number, shoot from outside. Agau. Long 3, Grimes on the rebound, up and in off the glass.
Terrific offensive rebound by Nate Grimes, the guy we featured in the open. He is such a workhorse in the paint. And Jenny, he goes up for every rebound with 2 hands. Every great rebounder in traffic goes up with 2 hands. Nate Grimes, he's a man when it comes to getting after it on the glass.
Sam Merrill misses, and 3 Aggies waiting at the scores table to check into this one.
Grimes' 3rd rebound already in the first 5 minutes of the game. He had a 15 rebound game earlier this year. He had 19 rebounds last year in the conference tournament.
Fresno State's been taking the 3s, but not making them. 0 for 7 from 3-point range. Feed inside to Grimes, and he's going to take it. Misses. Out to Porter.
Abel Porter inserted into the lineup last year, and they won 15 of the 17 games he started once he got into the lineup.
Aggies take a quick 3 and the miss from Brock Miller.
Brock Miller's noted mostly for his 3-point shooting, but hit a couple nice runners at San Jose State. And as I said, Fresno State's going to shoot a ton of 3s. They're not shooting it particularly at a high clip, only 32%, but they average 33 3-point shot attempts a game in only 59 shots. So as I said earlier, over half those shots are going to be from 3.
Bean misses. 8 total 3s taken for Fresno State. Blackwell with the only make. And the advantage for the Bulldogs, 7-6 with the drive, scooping in. So the freshman, Jared Hyder on the board.
Jared Hyder is having an outstanding freshman year. He leads Fresno State in scoring, although he had his 2nd lowest scoring output against Vegas of the year, only 4 points, but he is very, very capable.
Leading the team with 13.7 points per game. Fresno State's played 5 freshmen this year.
They started 3 freshmen against UNLV. They only started 2 tonight, but they are committed to bringing these young kids up and building a team around them.
Blackwell steps back, but not to the three-point line, and an air ball out of bounds. The Herd will get on him for that one. Well, with the whistle, time for us to take a break. 9-6, visitors leading this one in Logan. Utah State trailing the visiting Fresno State Bulldogs 9-6. And when you're here at the Spectrum, you never know who you're going to see. A lot of history in the building, including this fella tonight.
Marv Roberts, one of the all-time great Aggies, played here from 68 to 71 before freshmen were eligible. There is his jersey. He played in both the ABA and the NBA from 71 to 77. Won an ABA title with the Kentucky Colonels, who beat my Indiana Pacers, by the way, in that series. Retired now, makes the Cache Valley his home. And I've met him a few times, and I know this for sure. He is a gentleman's gentleman.
Absolutely right. He's a fixture here in the building. 50 years, as I mentioned earlier, that the Spectrum has been open. There's these unique colored chairs. I know you coached here. Tough place to play.
The colored chairs, Jenny, stand for autumn colors.
That's right.
That's what that stands for. And I have played here. And as an announcer, I'm undefeated, but I never won a game as a player.
Sam Merrill for three. It's all tied up at 9 as Utah State hits their first three of the night.
Sam Merrill's first basket, and that came off what's called a flare screen, where the screener sits a side screen with his back to the sideline. Merrill did a great job of reading that, coming off and getting his feet set.
Miguel for three and off.
Both teams going to the bench now after that first timeout.
Hugo Brito will take it and get fouled.
This kid may be one of the real unsung heroes in my mind, the senior from Portugal. You know, I think he is an early candidate for six-man of the year. Last year on a team that won the league and won the league tournament, he was the third leading scorer, third leading rebounder, the leading three-point shooter, and never started a game.
And he misses his first free throw. No pressure on Brito, but you know his team is 19-0 when he scores in double figures. So I'm, you know, no math major, but that seems like a pretty good formula to win.
Well, and before that, before he missed one at San Jose State, he was 13 for 13 from the year. And we shouldn't have talked about that. He's missed 3 out of his last 4. Brito also leads the Mountain West Conference in steals this year. He is a very, very versatile player. Now with Abel Porter out of the game, Brito and Sam Merrill will kind of share the point guards duty.
What a three from Hyder. So after committing the foul on the other end, comes back and now has 5 points for the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs up 3 after that, made 3, and you just have to know they're going to continue to shoot that shot. They may miss 2 or 3 in a row, and then they may hit 2 or 3 in a row.
Kevin Dorius with the miss, the 7-footer. So we talked about Utah State having a lot of size, being the tallest in the NCAA. Well, they're missing 2 of their big 7-footers, and that includes Nemish Keita and Kuba Karvasky, who's out with an appendix. Keita hasn't played all year, but of course, he was tough last year. So foul on that end, 12-9. Here, the visiting team getting ahead early. Mountain West Conference Hoops on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your Utah Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And back here at the Spectrum, it's back and forth, 12-9. Fresno State leading 25th ranked Utah State, and it looks like we've had a warning for a flop call. This has been interesting throughout the course of the early season as we're just in December. Refs still trying to figure it out, but they're calling it here on Jared Hyder going down there on the three-point. So you see the referee's hand going down. That's the warning, and now the next time there is a flop, they will make the flop call.
And you know, you think about a flop, Jenny, being at the defensive end. That time it was from the offensive end. Justin Bean's first basket, and he's not going to miss many when he catches it right at the rim. That was a breakdown in defense by Fresno State. Someone should have been on the ball at a diagonal and taken that part of the floor away. That's no sense in that happening when you're defending an in-out-of-bounds play.
He was wide open and coming out of a timeout. If you're Justin Hudson, you can't be pleased with that. So a foul call on the floor. It's going to go on New Williams.
Here's that end out of bounds, Jenny, and watch, someone is not angled, or Noah Blackwell just not active on the ball there. Nice pass by Brito. Noah Blackwell was in position, but he just didn't have active hands.
Sam Merrill can shoot anywhere on the floor, even when he's falling awkwardly out of bounds.
Well, Sam Merrill doesn't blow by you, but he gets by. He lowers his shoulder. He's hard to get knocked off of his center of gravity, and then he is a great finisher when he's within 15 feet.
Blackwell finds Grimes. He can't keep a hold of it, so a turnover for Fresno State.
Only Fresno State's second turnover.
Merrill for three. And that's going to be a foul call underneath. This one going on Sean Bairstow. Of course, that name familiar to Mountain West fans who watched his brother Cam play for New Mexico, his sister Stephanie here at Utah State. And checking in, look at this. Nemish Keita will be making his first appearance of the 2019-2020 season. That has the herd on their feet. The spectrum is going absolutely nuts. You're talking about a kid who had 84 blocks his freshman year, 48 dunks his freshman year. He is a game changer.
Freshman of the year last year, defensive freshman of the year. He takes this Aggie team to a whole new level, Jenny, as you know, and he is making his first appearance in the second league game of the year.
It took 10 games for him to come out, but guess what? Nate Grimes says, I can still shoot over you, big man.
Nate Grimes wasn't that impressed that Cadiz was on him. He just stepped up and hit that 17-footer.
Bairstow to the other end.
Nate Grimes is having an outstanding game. We talked about him in the open. The senior was third-team All-League last year, preseason third this year. And he doesn't get too excited about much. He just goes and gets it when it goes up on the rim.
Things have kicked up a notch here at the Spectrum, and Nate Grimes trying to kick it up with back-to-backs, but he misses.
Nate Grimes is 1 of 6 from the three-point line against UNLV in their loss. You know, he's kind of one of those guys that you got to remind every once in a while that his bread is kind of buttered down around the paint, or he'll stand out there and shoot them, which he has the last 2 in a row.
Keita goes up and gets fouled, so he's going to go to the free throw line, and this is the first opportunity for him to put points in the column this season. 10th game into the season, he's finally appearing, had a knee injury that kept him out. They weren't sure exactly when he would come in. He's been playing scout team, he's been practicing more and more. You just saw Craig Smith walk over and try and get the crowd going. He said, let's go. His teammates are so excited to see him back because he really is a game changer. The Mountain West Freshman of the Year. He was also the Defensive Player of the Year. This is an exciting kid with a huge NBA future.
Well, it looks like he's picked up about 15 or 20 pounds of muscle. So long and quick. Sometimes it's eye-popping, jaw-dropping when he can get to a block from where he gets to him from. And as I said, this Utah State team, this takes them to a whole new level. Potential first-round draft pick. Last year, Jenny, it was interesting watching his progress as an offensive player. There was times he caught it on the low block, and he looked like a first-round draft pick. He may catch it about 5 minutes later and look like he was about in the 8th grade. He came leaps and bounds offensively, skill-wise, as a low block player. I'm real interested to see where he is right now.
Well, I'm sure his nerves are going. Got real quiet in here. Coach, it got real quiet and then real loud as he puts his first 2 point on the board.
I thought maybe the crowd just realized you were doing play-by-play when they started hollering and carrying on like that. Or
they saw the Ogden resident Joe Craven's in the house. So 2 points for Keita. And Utah State has a 17-15 lead.
And there's a 2-point versus 3-point breakdown for Fresno, but they're not going to, doesn't matter if they miss 3 or 4 in a row, they're not going to stop shooting. That is just how they play the game offensively.
Gow drove to his left, spun out, and passes to Blackwell in and out. Justin Bean with a rebound.
Terrific defense by Sam Merrill on Blackwell's shot. Sam Merrill, I think, may be one of the best away from the ball, weak side defenders in the Mountain West Conference.
Keita has the ball, and he gets stripped by Nate Grimes. Somebody's game just went up a notch. Hyder with the feed and the big dunk from New Williams.
Well, that was a terrific pass by Hyder, but how about New Williams at 6'2", going up and getting that? The senior transfer from Auburn, and he didn't just kind of get it. He went way up there with 2 hands and threw that in, all deuced up at 17.
Gets blocked again, so Nate Grimes playing some great defense.
Nate Grimes is having a very, very good game, and that's the reason we talked about him in the open.
Not going to get that one over the 7-footer, so Keita knocks the ball to his teammates, and Sam Merrill passing it off. There's Justin Bean once again. He gets through the lane so quick. You cannot take your eye off him, Coach.
What a great pass by what I think is the 6th man of the year, Brito, his 2nd assist. But credit Justin Bean doing something hard to get something easy, just simply running right down the middle of the court and outrunning his man to an easy one.
7 seconds on the shot clock. The ball in Williams' hand. 2 to go. They don't know. They got to go. Miss from Grimes.
Really good possession, half-court defense by Utah State. Not just on the ball, but away from the ball as well.
Almost a turnover, but back in the hands of the Aggies. And Justin Bean, he's going to go to work. Gets it outside to Brito. Looks for the ball back inside. Takes a Gow to the hoop, but misses. Gets his own rebound. Out to Brito for 3. Oh, trying to get the shooter's bounce, but ends up in the Bulldogs' hands.
And after Justin Bean got that offensive rebound, Brito shot it. He went from one side of the basket to the other to try to get his 2nd offensive rebound. Jenny, he is an unbelievable kid about rebounding out of his area. He goes from one side of the basket to the other in a blink of an eye in pursuit of the ball.
Fresno State sets up the play. Isolation for Grimes and over Keita.
One thing Keita is going to have to get used to doing again is bending his knees. He has stood straight up. I guess he wants everyone to know he's still 7 foot tall. He hasn't been in defensive stance yet, and Nate Grimes is kind of taking advantage of it.
9 points, 5 rebounds from Nate Grimes and a block. Keita with the shot off. And the crowd's just ready to go crazy.
Now watch Keita in his relaxed defensive stance here while the rest of his team is down with vision on the ball and kind of ready to play. Keita's just kind of strolling around at the defensive end. Now, you may be able to do that if you're 7 foot with long arms.
Feed to Grimes, and he'll go past 3 Aggies, but can't get the ball to roll. Miller on the baseline, double teamed, and they're going to call a charge. So that'll go on Miller. How about this pretty oop? All tied up in Logan. All tied up at 19 here in Logan, where they are celebrating their 2nd-year head coach Craig Smith and the lack of hair that he has. The giveaway today, the bald head wigs. So the student section proudly wearing them. Of course, they had to bring along their ties so they looked exactly like Craig. And I asked Coach Smith today, I said, what do you think about this? He goes, I love it. I love it. But he said, are you sure it's for me? Look at some of my assistants. Look at Brock Miller, he even pointed out to. He said, this could be for anyone. It doesn't just have to be for me. And then he promptly went and shaved his head. He said he does it every day, shaves it clean.
Well, he's done a great job here coaching-wise, and what a personal guy to talk to. He just loves to sit and tell you about his team and visit. He's just an outstanding person to have in our league.
Brock Miller said they love Craig Smith so much they'd run through a brick wall for him. That is going to be an and-one opportunity for Fresno State and Hussein Juf.
Juf, a kid whose career and season high is 1 basket, 2. Kind of took, who was that Utah State defender there, Alfonso Anderson, kind of the task in the low block. Being 5th rebound now. Utah State's low block defense, which is usually pretty good, has lacked a lot to be desired here in this first half.
So call on the other end, and Anderson will get an opportunity at the line.
Now Anderson turned around and then took Goff to school from the elbow there. It looks like they're kind of playing cousin a little bit to me, Jenny. You know, you let me score, I'll let you score down at this end, but Cada went out of the court. I'm sure he was very winded. Craig Smith may want to remind him, hey, remember we play a little defense around here, because I think he was more excited about getting back into action on the offensive end than he was on the defensive end.
Waiting to get into action for a long time.
Alfonso Anderson, the 3rd leading scorer, 2nd leading rebounder on this Aggie team, has been a nice pickup. Played at North Idaho College. Started his career at Montana. He has 6 double-figure games. And he's having to play a lot of posts with Kada and Karvosky, the big Polish kid, both out.
And Juf had the rebound, tried to put it back up, but got stuffed. Aggies on the other end. Oh, Bean. Of course that kid got his own rebound after the miss.
And Justin Bean involved with the play down at the other end, and once again just ran the court like a scalded dog and got to the glass. You talk about rebounding out of area. He came about 80 feet to get involved with that. This kid is just tougher than a pine knot when that ball goes up on the glass.
That's a good one, Coach. A pine knot.
Pine knot is really tough if you've never tried to cut through one or hit one with your head or something, but he is a tough nut.
Free throws, 11.7 rebounds per game is what he averages. He now has 8, and I think a lot of them are second chance opportunities for himself.
You know what? He had a 14-point, 15-rebound game in the conference tournament last year, and it was like a switch that got turned on with him, and that was his first one. All he's done this year is get 4 in a row. Justin Bean trying to help his team here in the Spectrum, up by 2. Welcome back to the Spectrum. The Aggies up 23-21, and this is why I and every Aggie fan alive loves Justin Bean. Watch him get this defensive rebound right here. Look where he is now. The ball goes the length of the court. He's the last guy on the court. All he does is put his head down, run by 5 black jerseys, and get 1, 2 rebounds and get himself to the free throw line, and that's why he has 6 points, 8 rebounds, and he is working like a government mule here at the Spectrum today.
3 steals, a block. I mean, the box score goes on and on for Justin Bean.
And you know what I say, and I hope this doesn't offend his mom and dad, there is nothing pretty about his game. He just puts his head down and works, and every coach in America would like to have him.
He'd be the first to say that. He had a broken nose he was dealing with early in the season as Lawrence throws up a 3. The Fresno State Bulldogs grab their own rebound, and the shot clock will reset to 20. Finally got the face mask off, and then he got his teeth knocked in, not once but twice, because he didn't wear his mouth guard. He's had oral surgery. He hasn't missed a game. He's Mr. Double-Double, missed a rebound.
And look who ends up with it then. And, you know, he doesn't get every rebound up around the rim. That last rebound he got at his waist. He just gets to where the ball is and just comes away with it. Watch this rebound, or this is the drive by Abel Porter, the outstanding point guard from Davis High School. I talked about him earlier, Jenny. He started the last 17 games of the year for the Aggies, and when he became a starter, they got better. I mean, they got better statistically. They made less turnovers. They had more assists. Every starter's scoring average went up. He just has a great feel for the game and a great complementary. He's what I call a star role player. Comes from a great high school program, Davis High School, and a great high school coach, Chad Sims.
Brock Miller checked back in for the Aggies. Nate Grimes for Fresno State, and Porter Jr. knocks down both his free throws. So the Aggies today, they're pretty good from the charity stripe, 8 of 10. And the Bulldogs only shot 1 free throw, didn't make it so far. Well,
the Aggies lead the Mountain West Conference in free throw percentage, but they're coming off their worst free throw shooting outing of the season. They only shot 55% over at San Jose State. Good individual defense by Sam Merrill, just staying down and causing the turnover.
So Miller with the ball dishes off to Bean, and a rare miss. Another turnover on the other end. Sam Merrill, though, this is why he's reigning player of the year and preseason pick for player of the year. He has an all-around game, including his defense.
And, you know, nothing fancy. There's nothing fancy about playing defense. Just stay down, stay between your man and the basket. Jerry Sloan said there's not much to it. Just stay down, and that's exactly what Sam Merrill did.
Aggies have a lot of hard-nosed players, hard-working players, including Bean. Strips the ball away, gets it up to Porter Jr., off to Miller, and in the corner for 3. No good. Bean almost had the rebound again.
I thought that was a good shot by Brito.
And Agal misses the connection from Hyder.
Brito shot that 3 pretty quick, but he's the second leading three-point shooter on his team at 58%. And Agal went way up for that, just couldn't get it under control and make it go in. Agal, an outstanding leaper with long arms from Omaha.
Hyder's had a couple good feeds today. Porter with the fake and tries to get the layup. Grimes says not today.
He faked everyone out except Nate Grimes, who was standing there waiting on him. Nate Grimes, as we have talked about, has had such an outstanding career. He led the Mountain West Conference last year in field goal percentage at almost 60%, and he was second in the league in blocks, third in rebounds. He is quite the workhorse himself.
And a turnover after Gal checked out of the game. Up ahead to Grimes from Blackwell, and he gets fouled.
Grimes doing a little bit of rim running himself, putting his head down, as I always say, doing something hard to get something easy. And Brito with a great effort here, almost got away with a clean block. I've talked about Brito may be the unsung hero on this Aggie team. He does so many things. Was a starter 2 years ago under Tim Duryea. He has not started a game in the last 2 years, and all he's done is help his Aggies get to the top 20 and 25 in the nation. He is an outstanding guy off that bench.
The Bulldogs collectively shoot just 65% from the line, and minimal chances today. That's their first make, and Nate Grimes, the first player in double figures with 10.
Now Fresno State extending their defense a little bit. You got a guy like Porter, he can pretty much take care of himself. But the Aggies lead the league in assist-to-turnover ratio. They are very, very efficient offensively.
Brito from the corner.
Brito having a hard time making it go in here this afternoon.
Blackwell drives to the left, up and in over Bean.
Nice shot, nice drive by Blackwell. Been very easy for him to settle in and take that three-point shot. Blackwell's had a pretty good career there at Fresno State himself. He is the leader in assist-to-turnover ratio in the league. His career high 9 assists against Cal this year. He's been an outstanding point guard.
Yeah, he had 18 points against UNLV on Wednesday. Miller misses on an air ball. Bean was there to catch it. And 3 on the shot clock. King can't get it off the rim, but they do get the rebound. Another free attempt and an air ball.
Wow, Brito is way, way off today. He shot a couple of them that aren't even in the vicinity.
Fresno State going to slow it down with 42 seconds to go in the half.
How about Brito is 0 for 11 right now, Jim.
Utah State up by 1, 25-24. Justin Hudson calling out signals to his young freshman and Jared Hyder. 4 seconds to go on the shot clock, and Hyder pulls up for a long three. Off the front of the rim, and Brito grabs the rebound.
Utah State will hold for the last shot here. And this is kind of a momentum possession. If they can score, get themselves to the free throw line and try to build on this 1-point lead, they'll feel good about things going into.
4 seconds to go, and Sam Merrill gets fouled.
And that's what Sam Merrill can do. And I talked about earlier how he doesn't blow by you. He gets his shoulder by you and just stays down. He's hard to knock off his center of gravity, and then he just keeps coming at you. Sam Merrill had a very unlike Sam Merrill game from the free throw line at Fresno State, going 3 of 6 from the free throw line, almost a career 90% free throw shooter. And remember, I said that the Aggies, who lead the Mountain West Conference in free throw percentage, only shot 55% over at San Jose State. And look at Merrill turn around between shots, making sure everyone is matched up, that they don't fall asleep at the switch here in the last 4 seconds.
3-point lead for the Aggies, and one more shot to go, but a foul call.
That's what Sam Merrill was talking about. We got a foul to give. You know, and everyone knows this about Sam Merrill, all about his stats, how he can shoot and all that, but at the end of the day, the coaches around the league talk about his high basketball IQ. And you just saw it there, yes.
So inbounds, 1 to go on the shot clock, and Hyder's gonna have the last shot. Misses off the glass. So a lot of lead changes in this one, 6 in total. But we got ourselves a ball game. Utah State, the 25th ranked team in the country. They're up 27-24 over the Bulldogs. We'll preview